Change of pace and a change of scenery here for Friday Night Primetime as we get ready to take on some open wheel action at one of Britain's most historic racing venues, Donington Park, as we get ready to watch the iR-04 machines take to this historic circuit in the Grand Prix layout. It is a tricky circuit under the best of conditions, and in these open wheel cars, it is going to be particularly difficult. My name is DJ Clark, joined always in the booth by Zach Sweeney with Connery Maddock behind the scenes. And Zach, this is going to be a fun combination to be sure in this short sprint format.
Oh, absolutely. I am incredibly excited. Of course, Donington is, well, it's Donington. It's a fantastic circuit. And of course, these open wheel cars are always going to be great fun, both to drive and also they really do promote some fantastic racing as well. So, you know, Donington, it's a track that will always bring excitement and, well, the sprint format as well. Perfect combination, I'd say.
It is indeed, and this circuit here, one of the things that makes it so utterly special is that it is the definition of old school. A little bit hard to get past around here, maybe a little bit of a chance going into Redgate or the Fogarty S's, but if you want to get a pass done, you have really got to push it, and so that is what you have to do to be able to get up and going. Drivers out on track right now for a closed qualifying session as everybody gets themselves up and ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely a vital qualifying session because, as you said, it's not particularly easy to overtake around Donington. So they get their 2 laps. They've got to maximize them as best they possibly can. And of course, as we always say, get a banker in, do your sort of 80% for your first lap, then sort of give it a bit more beans on that final run, just to not build up that pressure for that final lap, because it can be massive. And you make a mistake and you find yourself sort of, towards the back of the grid because you put all that pressure on that final lap. Could have some drastic consequences.
Yeah, indeed. So wanting to put in that banker, as there you can see Ryan McAuliffe putting in the fastest lap thus far. Little bit of an off there for Callum Boyson as he comes through that first couple of sequence of corners. They're always very difficult. A lot of understeer on this circuit. You've got to be very careful not to run wide.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's just in general, because as you say, old school, very old school. You can't rely on the tarmac runoffs at all around Donington. It's literally tarmac and grass, and that's pretty much it. And you've just got to tackle the undulation, tackle how some of the corners tighten and widen as you go through. And you really do just have to take a hop, skip, and a jump around this circuit. And any mistake really is punished really drastically as well. But already we're seeing some very close qualifying time, so this is hotting up to be a fantastic race.
Yeah, indeed it is. Not a lot of time separating those top. The top looks like 7, separated only by about 7/10 of a second. The top 10 only separated by a full second. Ted Bradbury, who we ride on board with right now, brings that car out of Coppice. Now, as we said, we are running the full Grand Prix layout here, so you will go through the Fogarty S's down into the Melbourne hairpin as they continue to go. There you can see just how tight of a run that is. You've really got to thread the needle to try to maximize speed through that corner.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very commitment corner, very driver corner. You just got to get it through, hope the car sticks, and trust your ability and trust the car as well. And then as you go through the hairpin, could be a pretty good overtaking opportunity, perhaps, if we see a couple of runs. And then you go through into this final corner, this left-hand hairpin, as you go back onto the pitch straight. But yeah, look, there's a couple of drivers separated by 3/100 of a second. We've got Aman and Connor separated by nothing to the millisecond. Bradbury goes into second place, 7/1000ths off neat at the moment. So yeah, these cars very close. We've got Callum Boyson at the moment, races in GB3 in real life, so he should be one to be fighting at the front, you'd expect.
Should indeed, and as he crosses over the line there, that's going to be good enough for 3rd place on the charts. Only about 2 minutes left to go. Stephen Pallas looking like he had a little bit of an off coming down through Goddard's. As we focus back down through the field, here is that number 2 machine, Ted Bradbury. Remember, he was able to go second fastest, only 0.06 of a second off of your leader, Aiden Neat, and so he's going to bring that car through those final corners. Not a whole lot of downforce in these iR-04, so you really got to be relying on the mechanical grip, especially through some of the fast sweepers around this circuit.
Yeah, absolutely. Really got to manipulate the weight distribution of the car as well. Really sort of manipulate the brakes and use those to the best of your ability as well. Try and sort of use a little bit of brake, just 10%, 20%, whatever it is, just to put a bit of weight on that front nose of the car, just to get the grip towards the front end. But you can really see even Ted Bradbury, the person we're riding on board with, who's running on the front row at the moment, is really wrestling that car through it. They are very on edge, very much on a knife's edge, and you've just got to dance the car around and just smooth is certainly quicker with these cars. You know, if you go into a corner sideways, you are most certainly going to lose time. It's just about breaking a straight line, turn the car in, and straight away, that is a massive margin relative to this lobby. He goes on to pole position by over a tenth and a half.
Does indeed a great lap there for Ted Bradbury. Just a couple other drivers yet to set times. Look like Stephen Pallas and Isaac Ruska have not yet set a time. I see Ryan McAuliffe slowing down. He's going to come to a stop right now. Marco Thiert, another driver that has yet to set a time. Here is Stephen Place, as he brings that car down in. He is not going to have time, so he's going to be starting from the back of the field.
And that's the thing with relying on these final laps, isn't it? You put all that pressure on that final run, and iRacing, it's not kind. You run out of time in the session. As soon as it's out of time, session's done. It's not okay. You can go finish a lap. Nope. And that's the story done. So yeah, that's why we say that's why the importance of the banker is good, because if he got a banker in, it might be 5 cents slower, but it's better than being dead last.
Yeah, indeed it is, as the clock ticks over to 0, and we are ready to go racing. Standing start out here today. So let's quickly run you through our starting order. As we said, Ted Bradbury going to be starting off in pole position. Aiden Neat going to be to his outside. Behind them, it's going to be Callum Voisin and Vladimir Shmilov, Alex Connor, and Robin Eman there in your top 6. Ryan McAuliffe will be 7th. Chris Warner, Andrei Suvorkin, and Dominic Vlaschik will be in 10th. 11th place is going to be Joachim Thorn, followed by Claudio Mali in 12th position. 13th will be Mark Lotek Molnar, followed by Sam Knops with Callum Beeman and Marco Thiart in 16th. Matthias Pirinen will be 17th. 18th is going to be Austin William Campbell, followed by Brenton Foster, Kevin Cox, Andy Rattel, Raphael Duvernay, Stephen Place, not able to set a time, as was Isaac Ruska.
Well, this is hotting up to be a fantastic race, isn't it? I think it is a standing start, so contrary to what we're used to on the old Stock Car Brazil series. So that short run down towards Redgate, it's a corner that's really deceiving. I was driving it not too long ago, and you go in thinking, oh, this is a really wide corner. You can carry loads of speed in, and then it tightens up on the exit, and you're just like, no, that's not working. So yeah, expect to see some side-by-side action, but don't expect to see everyone get through cleanly. Hopefully they do, but there's definitely going to be some chaos and drama down into turn 1.
Yeah, certainly some chaos and drama, and only a 20-minute sprint race out here, so drivers are really going to be squabbling for those positions. It is a very, very fast format here, and no pit stops, obviously, so that really puts the impetus on the drivers to try to get themselves set, try to get themselves ready to go. Ticking down closer and closer, just waiting for your pole sitter, Bradbury. There, he pops out onto the grid. Pirinen, the only other driver we are waiting for, back in 17th position, it looks like. Waiting a little bit longer for him. He's got about 5 seconds before this grid will be set, and he will be forced to start from pit lane 2-1. There it is, as we get ready for the lights to go on a standing start here in the Friday Night Primetime Series. Big jump in the back, and there go the lights. We are racing in Donington. That was the number 6 who had a clear jump start. That was Chris Warner. He is clearly going to be penalized for that. Meanwhile, Ted Bradbury trying to hold off the best as he can. Aiden Neat coming through the corner right now. Everybody filing their way through Redgate. Looks like the front half of the field gets through nice and cleanly.
Absolutely, a really abnormal jump start there for the number 6, but Ted Bradbury doing a fantastic job of keeping the lead as they all funnel their way through the Craner curves for the time being. You can see Neat is absolutely pushing him. He's not giving him anything as the car runs wide. They're very easy to do, and everyone just trying to find a gap, find a way through. I think there were even 3 abreast, some people onto the grass there. So yeah, certainly a very chaotic start, and I think, yeah, there we go. Ted Bradbury under pressure, and he's going to try and come back at him.
Aiden Need able to get that pass done coming out of the Schwartz curve and into McLean, out of McLean's and down into Coppice. Now it's going to tuck up behind for Ted Bradbury. Aiden Need tries to defend down to the inside as they make the run towards the Fogarty S's. Is he going to have a little poke out here? Will Ted Bradbury? No, he is going to break in line, keep everything together. They've got to be a little bit careful. Callum Voisin right there behind. A little bit of a run off to the side there for Neat. Here comes the move down into the hairpin. Is it going to be Bradbury able to take it away? For now it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Neat was looking for the switcheroo, but couldn't quite get it. He's going to have to tuck in behind, but yeah, this is certainly going to be a tail. And yeah, you go, Neat diving one to the inside there into the final corner. Voisin just has to sort of sit idle and wait, but Bradbury keeping him honest around the outside and into the pit lane. Is that Neat going into, yeah, he's peeling off to the left-hand side. What's that for? Did he jump start as well, perhaps?
Well, the only two drivers that we're seeing come down pit lane are Neat and the number 6 of Warner, who we know had a jump start, so I've got to think that's what it is. Now the battle for the lead is going to settle into between Ted Bradbury and Callum Voisin. Alex Connor about 0.8 of a second behind, but Voisin certainly picking up where Neat left off.
Absolutely, and Voisin racing in real life in some of the UK's highest level of junior formula in GB3, qualified P5 at the first round, so he certainly knows his way around a circuit. He certainly knows how to race, and he's looking to the inside now. Going to get the move done, is he? Ted Bradbury says, no, you don't. Around the outside, keeps it the long way round. Is Voisin going to have to look to the inside? No, he's going to tuck back. He's got a long straight and into a heavy braking zone, but he's got Connor there, putting the pressure on. He's now second in a 3-car train, and that's probably one of the worst places you can be.
Yeah, it certainly is as they come on Starkey straight here. That's Alex Connor behind. Here comes the move for Caleb Voisin. Big lunge for Alex Connor as well. He is able to sneak one away from Ted Bradbury. Bradbury not having the best exit there out of the Fogarty S's. Is now Robin Ammon's going to come by. Something's wrong with Fogarty. I think he may have gotten a cut course penalty.
Certainly so, but a very opportunistic move from Connor there, just able to pick his way through. Voisin opened a gap. Connor said, thank you very much, I'm going to find my way through. And Ted Bradbury was just utterly mugged, I think is the only way you can describe that one, and he just lost a lot of momentum. As soon as you get overtaken once, who's this off? This is Ryan McAuliffe going off, having a bit of an off. But yeah, very chaotic. There's a lot going on, and those that can capitalise, those that can sort of pick their way through those hectic moments are the ones that are going to score big today.
Yeah, indeed, as there you can see Savorkin sitting the fastest lap of the race from 4th position. That car going to start moving his way ahead. He was the last car to be able to get by your former leader of Ted Bradbury. Caleb Voisin continues to lead Connor Amon, your top 3 right now as they work their way through and under Starkey's Bridge, coming around right now into McLean's. These drivers starting to separate out a little bit, but Connor, a little bit wide of a run there. I was going to say he's getting a little bit closer, but he did kick his tires out into the grass a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, but he's still very close, looking to the inside through Coppice, and now he's got the run on the outside. It is the long way round, and of course Armand's there, lurking in the background, just going to try and pick his way through. Maybe he might have to follow that move, but no. Voisin tucks in, takes the racing line, and it's now a 3-horse race, but certainly very quickly as Ted Bradbury could join the fight again, and I think he's got another slowdown. Yeah, pulling off the racing line. It's a very easy corner to cut, but again, a very classy one indeed, and yeah, this train really hotting up for some good action.
Yeah, indeed it is a very, very good battle here as Bradbury's right back into it. He's led by Blazchik and Savorkin. There's the battle for the lead. Voisin trying to hold on as Alex Connor took a poke to the inside, going through Goddard's. That's not going to work, but Amon's certainly going to be up into the equation. They've got to be a little bit careful. So we've seen how close 4th place can close down onto a position like this. A little bit of a look there. Oh, we've got a car around in the back. That's the 24 and the 22. That's Sam Knopes and I believe Andy Rattel.
That's such a shame. Very easy mistake to make, and it's going to be a very costly one indeed because of how close this was. Was it just a last-ditch effort? We're on board with the 24, a little bit squirrely off the penultimate corner. Maybe it was just sent by the 22 is a long way back, so I'm guessing the 24 is spun and collected the 22. Yeah, that's exactly the case. One of them managed to react to it. Nowhere for them to go, and yeah, that's just an unfortunate crash, but it's racing.
Exactly. I think he caught a little bit of that inside curbing there, but almost a little bit of a look for the lead going down into Coppice. Alex Connor looking very, very fast through there. That seems to be the area that we are getting all of the momentum for 2nd and 3rd place. Connor tucking in behind Voisin here. He's going to have a look going down into the Fogarty S's. Again, you've got to be careful not to pick up those cut course penalties, but I think both drivers are able to do it, and that's going to be Connor able to make the move, and here comes Amon trying to make something happen.
He is. He's going to have the inside for the hairpin. Can he get it stopped? That's going to be the important thing. Bradbury as well. Going to look to go the long way round, is he? He's going to try. Not quite going to be able to turn that into a fighter move. But Voisin once again going to open a gap potentially on the inside for Bradbury to try and pick his way through. But still very, very close indeed. And a big dive from Bradbury into the final corner. He's picking up these places. But underneath him goes Aman. And he's going to get himself back into the podium. It was a desperate lunge, but he wants to get himself back into that fight for the top two for the race lead. So, yeah, you can see now the desperation starting to kick in for him.
Oh, and speaking of desperation, a big send for Callum Voisin there going into Redgate, but there's going to be now a drag race between himself and Alex Connor. Connor to the inside as they work their way through Hollywood. I think Voisin's going to have to try to back off a little bit, but he certainly isn't going to do that as they work their way through the Craner curves. Voisin not letting anything go here. They run line astern. Connor, Voisin, Amon right now still looking to the inside is Voisin. He is not letting any of this go by.
Fantastic racing, and still to the inside goes Connor. Voisin going to go the long way round. He's going to keep it stuck. 2 wheels on the grass, 2 by 2 go our top 4 as they go into the next right-hander. A crucial corner in order to get this one done. Voisin going to try and go for the switcheroo. He's going to have the better exit. Car off there. I'm not entirely sure who it is. I think it's Armand going down slowly, but Voisin to the outside of the next chicane. He's going to have to. He's got the work cut out for him. This is where Bradbury back off, get the exit, and that's exactly what he's going to try and do. Going to try and get the double switcheroo, go underneath him, and look for the move down and towards the penultimate corner.
Yeah, heads-up play there from Bradbury to recognize that, and that was Amon that went off coming out of Coppice that you saw. Oh, 2 for 1 there for Ted Bradbury, able to get the send just as you called there, Zach, going down into the Melbourne hairpin. Now they've got to sort themselves out here through Goddard's multiple lines being taken. Bradbury very offline. That's going to put him back down into 3rd place. Connor leads, Voisin in 2nd, Bradbury 3rd, Savorkin, and now a new name, Blazchik, starting to check up into it. Bradbury trying to go wide, as is Voisin.
Yeah, he's going to go the long way round to Redgate. Look at that one as the corner tightens up. Connor's going to give him the squeeze as they once again go side by side in towards the Carrera curves. Bradbury just going to try and pick his way through. No way they're going to go 3 abreast, but I am absolutely loving this. Practically pushing each other. They're bumper to bumper to bumper are our top 3. Still 12 minutes of this race to go. Still a lot to be decided, and still a lot can happen. But Savorkin and Blazchik both getting themselves into the mix. Here comes Voisin. He's going to have to go the long way round once again. Bradbury going to try and follow his way through. Is he going to try and get the exit? But still side by side. This is absolutely fantastic. Deja vu, lap after lap after lap, and once again they are side by side.
Yeah, this is why we love open wheelers at Donington. It is absolutely incredible to see it happen. Bradbury now got to move to the inside there, coming through Coppice. He's going to try to continue the drag race, maybe slot himself in front of Callum Voisin. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, but there Voisin smartly backs off as they go down into the Fogarty S's. Now it looks like potentially Savorkin's going to have a little bit of a look. No, nothing there, but Bradbury, again, thinking about it, big send, goes for the crossover, the fake out. He's going to try to go the long way around the Melbourne hairpin, looking for the crossover. It's not going to happen, but now he's got to watch his 6 as that's Callum Voisin coming in from behind.
It absolutely is. Is Voisin going to play his cards right? He's going to sit. There's Ted Bradbury once again. They send to the inside of the final corner. Going to put Connors off just a little bit. Just going to phase him, put that pressure on. He's in the slipstream down the pit straight towards Redgate. Has he got the pace? Has he got the slingshot in order to go for the move? We've seen how brave he is under brakes. Going to tuck in. No, he's not. Pulls to the right-hand side. Gets the send. And back into the race lead goes Ted Bradbury. But he's come underneath him. Connor gets the lead back straight away. And Bradbury now once again under pressure from Voisin down the Craner curves, who again just has to sit idle. The more they fight for 2nd place, the more Connor can try and stretch his lead out in front.
Blink and you will miss it in some of this action for the front of the pack. Sorry, we haven't shown anything else, but this battle for the lead has just been so electric, we can't take our eyes off it. Alex Connor now has about a 2/3 of a second lead, and that's about the biggest lead that we've seen for the entirety of this race. As you see Bradbury and Voisin, they're both kicking up a little bit of dust on the exit of McLean's. They continue to work their way around, and here comes that slingshot that we love to see. Who's going to be able to make the move into Fogarty?
We'll have to wait and see, but Bradbury tucked up, so too is Voisin. And again, they are just level pegging as they go through. Is Bradbury going to go for that infamous send that we've seen him do time and time again? Connor, I think he's thinking about it. You can see going defensive. Bradbury very late in the break. He's going to go for the dummy, though. Down the inside of the penultimate corner. Voisin's going to say thank you very much. Follow him through. Connor going to have to get forced to the grass. This was always going to end in tears. Luckily, he's kept it pointed in a straight line. Here comes Voisin to the inside of Bradbury, who just about gets the better of him under brakes. Connor going to try and go for the switcheroo, get himself back inside the top 2, but a fantastic move there from Ted Bradbury.
Again, we are just seeing some incredible action here from this as we tick past the halfway point, and these guys have got to be careful. That's Andrei Savorkin able to set the fastest lap of the race there behind. A little bit of a wide run for Ted Bradbury. That's going to be all the opening that Callum Boyson needs to be able to push his way up into first place. The number one at the top of the pylon right now. Alex Connor fighting with the cars as they go through the old hairpin right now, trying to cut that corner a little bit underneath Starkey's bridge. That's Bradbury kicking up a little bit of dust. Bradbury, we've seen the speed that everybody's been able to have through Coppice. This is where it all sets up. Going through the right-hander of McLean's. Who's going to get the run?
We'll have to wait and see, but Bradbury, he does not hesitate when it comes to that left foot of his. He will always send it, and you can bet your bottom dollar he is going to send it. A fantastic run through Coppice, and now down this back straight in towards the S's, and has he got the run? That is going to be the question. Defensive goes Voisin. Bradbury going to follow him. Is he going to look for the outside line? No, he's going to tuck in. He knows Connor's there. Late under brakes goes Alex Connor, going to try and set up the better exit. Here's Bradbury though. Is he going to send it? I don't think he's quite close enough, and Connor, I think, is that a slowdown, or is he just under pressure because Zavorkin is here, and he's going to go around the outside of him for the podium?
Oh, is he going to be able to get that move done? It looks like he loses a little bit of momentum. He's going to have to slot back into line, and that's Dominic Glaschik that's going to be able to maybe try to get a little bit of a move on him coming up into Goddard's there. Doesn't look like that's going to happen there as the three continues to hold on to that third place position. Your top three rated drivers in the session run 1, 2, 3 right now with Boyson, Bradbury, and O'Connor. A little bit of a gap now between Bradbury and Connor, though, starting to build out a little bit. Savorkin not able to fully get that gap as he would like as they go around. A little bit of side-by-side there in the back. That is Amon having a big off.
Oh my word, how is that car still pointing in the right direction? Save of God knows however long, but this was a fantastic save from Arman, and yeah, he's really getting himself into the mix, and that's how easy it is. Very easy mistake to make, but just look at how close it is. Anyone inside the top 5, 6, 7 could easily win this race. You wouldn't think this is a Formula Series. You'd have thought this was a karting series by the way these guys are racing, and yeah, just getting it a little bit wide onto the grass. You really are a passenger. Saves it once, saves it twice, and that is car control.
Yeah, indeed it is. The Dayouts driver there doing a fantastic job as we've got a battle for the lead again. Bradbury going down to the inside on Starkey straight. He's going to be later on the binders, working his way through the Fogarty S's, but the better run out of the corner goes to Callum Boyson. Is he going to be able to have a little bit of a look? We've seen what Bradbury can do going down into the Melbourne hairpin. Is Boyson going to have anything? No, he's going to stay in line right now. Bradbury continues to lead. Boyson trying to focus on the exit of the corner, but it doesn't look like anything's popping.
Not quite, but you can see Connor having a look to the inside, just maybe trying to feel the rearview mirrors of Voisin and put that psychological pressure on, and it's all about this exit down in towards Redgate. Has Voisin got the slingshot? Is that slipstream powerful enough to get him to the inside? And you can bet your bottom dollar again that Bradbury is going to be looking all in his rearview mirrors, seeing the pressure, seeing the train of cars behind him all the way down to 8th place. That pressure is piling on, and with only 6 minutes left to go, he wants to win this race, getting the pole time, but this could be anyone's.
Indeed it could. By the way, Robin Amon has dropped about a second behind Andrei Savorkin for 4th place. So Savorkin the last in this group running together. There you can see the number 10. That mistake really costing him. But back up front, Voisin hassling the back of Bradbury, almost giving him a bump draft. They're running so close to one another as they work their way out of McLean's down into Coppice. You see that little bit of brake check up there for Voisin, just trying to nail the exit of this corner, carry speed. We've seen the Fogarty S's be a good overtaking opportunity potentially. He's just going to tuck in right behind for now. Is he going to have a little poke to the outside? No, he's going to brake early, maybe try to line himself up for the Melbourne hairpin.
Is this karting? Is this F4? Or is this NASCAR? This is fantastic racing. Boyson practically pushing him through, once again looking to the inside. Bradbury just aiming his car at the apex just to cover off that inside line. Boyson unable to find a way through, potentially into the final corner, but Bradbury covering it off, parking that car beautifully, just making it as wide as possible. And Boyson, yeah, he wants to get through. He wants that car between himself and Connor, but it seems to have just settled down a little bit. But again, I think Voisin, what he's doing, he's waiting for the perfect opportune moment to find a way through, and then he can try and sail off into the distance, because for the last 15 minutes they've been racing neck and neck, and it's just not worked. It's brought loads of people in, so maybe he's calming down. Maybe he's waiting just to find a way through without bringing Connor back into the mix.
I think that very well could be it. He recognizes the pace here from Bradbury is very, very good and doesn't want to have to pull too far behind. Ooh, a little bit of a look to the outside there, potentially. Not going to have anything done as they go, working their way now through Red Gate, and they're coming down now into Coppice. This is that backup potential. Can Voisin be able to get the run here he wants? We saw how close he was last time around.
We certainly did. Is he going to get the move done? He's in the slipstream. Bradbury looking in his mirrors again, going to the middle of the circuit. Doesn't really know where he wants to defend. He's just saying, okay, inside, outside, you take your pick. But either way, I'm going to give you the squeeze. And as they go through the S's, down and towards the Melbourne hairpin once more, Voisin certainly putting some pressure on. Again, just tucking behind. But Connor, well and truly now in the mix. We've seen how strong this slipstream is, how much is keeping these guys in check and giving everyone a chance. And you've got to be careful because of how much time you really can lose if it goes wrong. If you go for a move and it doesn't pay off, but Bradbury's gone in deep. Voisin's going to take this opportunity to go up the inside. Bradbury's going to quickly come back at him though, but that is a clumsy mistake to go in deep there and open the door.
Indeed it is, and you talked about Voisin waiting for that high percentage move to be able to make right there, and I think that's exactly what he did, just diving to the inside of Goddard's to be able to make that move. Bradbury's going to have his blood up a little bit now as they plunge down through the Craner curves, trying to see if there's anything to be had here, waiting in as we ride on board with Alex Connor, who sits back in the popcorn position.
Absolutely, Bradbury just looking everywhere as he's just looking for the space. Voisin going defensive, perhaps maybe in towards McLean's, but all that's going to do is ruin his exit. So he's just going to take the normal race line. Alex Connor again sitting idle in this third place, waiting for it to end in tears for the top two, and then he can find a way through on at least one of them, maybe even both of them. But as they go through Coppice, down this straight, each of them running the track to its absolute limit. Voisin going sort of defensive, but then bringing it back over to the right-hand side because Bradbury not quite close enough, but he's brave on the brakes. Not always going to work out for him, but he certainly knows how to put some pressure on.
He does indeed. There's the run through the Fogarty S's, and looking at the clock, if my timing is correct, we should be 2 to go at the line, so that is going to amp everything up for these drivers, specifically Voisin, Bradbury, and Connor, who continue to duke this out. Looks like nobody's got an advantage there coming out of Melbourne hairpin. Wide out to the outside there. Bradbury thought about having a little bit of a lunge, but not able to do it as that was Voisin able to cover off that corner quite well. Here they come indeed. It's going to be 2 to go at the line for Callum Voisin, but Ted Bradbury is certainly threatening.
Absolutely, trying to find the space down in towards Redgate, so he's going to keep him squeezed, going to go the long way round. He gets the squeeze from Voisin, has to run a little bit wide. Here comes Connor to the inside. They're going to be side by side as they run down the hills through the Craner curves. Connor's got the move sealed, Bradbury having to tuck in, and that is a silly way to open the door with only 2 to go. As the laps run down, as the opportunities run down, you've really got to maximize it. But Voisin is dealing with this pressure absolutely fantastically. This is where that real life driving, that real life experience will really come to help him, as he knows the racecraft, where to go for it, where to defend, how to defend. But he's doing a fantastic job, and Bradbury once again trying to put some pressure on, but with only a lap and a half to go, you've got to make sure you maximize every opportunity you possibly can.
Yeah, you really do. And we saw Alex Connor there having a little bit of a bad run coming out of McLean's, but he's able to gather it back up under him. But I think that prevented him having a chance here to attack going down into the Fogarty S's. Bradbury doesn't make a move. Connor doesn't make a move, but it looks like there as they come down towards the hairpin that Connor's looking a little bit aggressive, poking his nose a little bit to the inside. Is that a defensive move or is that an offensive move? One way or the other, it's about to turn into something. He blocks off the apex. Bradbury not able to get it, but able to get a little bit of a better launch through the corner.
Absolutely, he might be under pressure, does Connor. Bradbury once again going to go for the dummy, late under brakes into Goddard's, just about gets it stopped as they now come on to the final lap of this race. Connor tucked in, has to defend, and now Bradbury is defending for second place. Voisin, he's going to be licking his lips and rubbing his hands at this one. Little bit of contact as they go into Redgate, the number 3. Connor going to go try and get underneath them, not quite going to be able to, and Voisin, he's going to be counting down the corners and hope that these two battle even harder, but this is a fantastic battle for second place.
A fantastic battle for second, and now that's Savorkin and Amon brought back into the equation as well. So trying to see what it is. Voisin going to be very, very happy to be able to pull out into the lead here and not have to worry about that gap at about 0.8 of a second. But this battle for P2 so very close.
Absolutely, Savorkin now well and truly in the mix. Connor just needs to get every drive he possibly can. He's going to have probably 1, maybe 2 more opportunities if he's lucky. Voisin, no mistakes, drive it home. He's got an 0.8 gap, which not much, but relative to this race is absolutely huge. He's just got to drive it home. 3 more corners left in this race to go, and I think it's settled down. I don't think anyone can quite manufacture a move. Even Bradbury isn't that late on the brakes.
No, he certainly is not. Boys, in just really 2 quarters to go, but Bradbury's going to at least think about it, trying to dive down to the inside there of the Melbourne hairpin. That's not going to work out for him, but he's still going to maintain a good big gap back to Alex Connor. They work their way up the hill now, coming into Goddard's. One last chance for these drivers to get an overtake done. Voisin looks like he's got it out. Does he have the power down off of the corner? Yes, he does. He runs to the line. Barney's got the checkered flag in his hands, and that is Callum Voisin taking victory here, and followed by Ted Bradbury and Alex Connor to round out your podium positions.
Can we do this every week? Every week, please. Please, this was fantastic. I enjoyed every second, every corner of this race. It was just action, start to finish. We really did, we had a good run for ourselves, didn't we, DJ? Because this was just absolutely awesome, and yeah, just a great race. And you said at the start, oh, it's going to be difficult to overtake here at Donny. No.
Apparently not. I was certainly proven wrong by that. We watched, by the way, our last driver on the lead lap. This is Pierinen coming around Goddard's right now. He's going to bring that car across the line to come home in 16th position. I believe Kevin Cox, the only other driver still out there on the track. He's working his way through the Melbourne hairpin right now, but yeah, I thought it was going to be hard to overtake here at Donington, but completely and totally proven wrong by that.
Yeah, absolutely. They were just all over the back of each other. It's side by side through some of what you'd expect to be the conga line-esque corners, the single file where they're, through the crane of curves. They were just like, no, we're going to go side by side. We don't care what the racing rules or what the racing expectations are. And it really was. It takes 2 to tango, or in that case, it takes 8 to tango. And they all gave each other some fantastic mutual respect.
Indeed they did, and there is your official finishing order. After 14 laps and 20 minutes, Callum Voisin able to take victory from Ted Bradbury and Alex Connor. Andrei Savorkin really doing a great job to hold on to 4th place that entire time. Robin Amon rounds out your top 5. It's a day of what could have been there for Amon. He was so close early on and just had a couple of silly little mistakes as they go around. Claudio Maldi was 6th with Joachim Thorn in 7th. Mark Lotek-Molnar was 8th with Dominic Blasczyk in 9th, and Isaac Ruska in 10th. Your 11th place finisher was Aiden Neat. Remember, we saw him up at the top of the charts earlier on. He fell down there. Chris Warner was 12th with Vladimir Shmilov in 13th and Rafael Duvernay in 14th. Sem Knop will be in 15th, followed by Matthias Pierinen, Kevin Cox, Austin William Campbell a lap down, Brenton Foster 2 laps down, and Stephen Place also 2 laps down. The rest of those drivers not finishing here today. Zach, I'm out of breath still. That race was just electric.
It really was. And, well, I hate this. It was a UK track, so I'm going to, we're going to take all the credit for that one. But, yeah, my throat is sore. I'm out of breath. As commentators, this is the sort of the races that we absolutely love to see. It was just action from start to finish. And, yeah, it was an absolute joy. I hope everyone else at home enjoyed watching that one as well because, yeah, well, more of this, please.
More of this indeed, and if you do want more of this, tune in at the same time next week as the iR-04 Challenge Series heads to the Red Bull Ring. There, I think it's going to be a little bit more of a draft battle necessarily than a all-out assault, but one way or the other, it'll be absolutely fantastic to witness. Once again, everyone, my name is DJ Clark, and on behalf of my partner here in the booth, Zach Sweeney and Connery Maddock, we would like to thank you for joining us here today. This has been a production of RaceSpotTV, and until we see you on the track, thanks for watching.